zannediyor.
Okay, so from here I want to give you some information about the tower. Okay, so famous all over the world. Sometimes the tower with the Colosseum in Rome are the symbol of Italy all over the world. But for our history, for our religion, the tower is not the best. The best is the cathedral, okay, because the tower is simply the bell tower of the church. Okay, the place where we put at the top 7 bells, because inside the cathedral no bells. In the past they used the bells at the top. Sometimes we still use a sound of music, but we don't use the real sound, the real bells, otherwise you can imagine the movement produces a vibration. Okay, so when we have the mass inside the church we use an electronic sound. So they started the construction in 1173 in August, and we know the date, but unfortunately we don't know the artist who started the construction, because in the past the tower was considered a big mistake of architecture, because the old project was not to build a leaning tower, simply a tower, straight. Okay, so when they discovered the problem of inclination, so at the beginning, nobody decided to sign a mistake. Nobody decided to leave the name, to sign the documents, okay? So we can only suppose, maybe Gerardo di Gerardo, maybe Bonanno Pisano. So the tower is 56 meters high here and 58 at the opposite side, okay? 2 meters of inclination. But don't worry, because when you are inside, you cannot feel this inclination. And 207 columns outside, 294 steps inside, no elevator, and just a spiral staircase with 294 steps. At the top, the red flag with the white cross is the symbol of Pisa, when Pisa was a republic. Because remember that Pisa in the past was an important republic maritime with Pisa, Venice, Genova, and Amalfi, so it was very rich and very, very important. Okay, so we have, in general, we have just marble for this wonderful masterpiece. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns in granite here next to the door. For the rest is only marble. This is another mistake, because the marble is the best, but it's too heavy for our soil. So why the tower is leaning? And why the other buildings too? Because everything here is leaning. So the church is leaning, the baptistry is leaning, cemetery too, me too, you too. Because our problem here is soil, okay, the ground. Our ground is not so strong, it's a soft soil because of the water, because of the river, because of the seaside. And remember that Pisa means marshland. Pisa was born in the water, okay? So obviously there the soil could not support 14,500 tons completely in marble. When we finish together, so during your free time, I suggest you to go behind where you can see trees there, because from there is the perfect position for you to take your pictures. You can see the perfect shape of the tower, because the tower is not completely leaning. We don't have a perfect inclination. Just to give you an idea, if you observe the difference between the base and the top, you can see that we have a sort of a banana shape, okay? Not from here, obviously, but from there is the perfect position. You can see this difference at the top, okay? We remember that they closed the tower in 1990 till 2001. In 2001, when they finished, they said, now the tower is sure for 3 centuries, 300 years. Hopefully, we really hope, otherwise without the tower is a big problem. 1 century for me, it's okay. 3 centuries, 1 century it's enough, okay, and then I don't care. I don't know how many degrees of inclination. We have more or less 4.8 degrees of inclination for the tower, 1 degree for the church, 1 degree for the cemetery, because the shape is different too, and other materials marbles, limestones, and granite. The baptistry is leaning. We have 2 degrees for the baptistry, 2 degrees for the baptistry. But the baptistry is leaning at the opposite side respect the tower. Not in this way, at the opposite side. If you decide to go inside a church, when you arrive at the door at the entrance, if you observe the baptistry, you can see this difference, that the baptistry is leaning at the opposite side.